I'm not sure who decided that as humans we're supposed to know all of the things, but I assure you, there isn't one human on the planet who's ever known all of the things. It's not possible. So let's just start this chat by saying, please take a deep breath, like literally with me right now, and release whatever expectations you have of yourself to like know all of the things. Okay, ready? When we release, then the pressure is gone. We no longer feel the need to know all of the things. It'll work. It's magic. Ready? Feel any better? New concept, at least. You don't need to know everything. I don't need to know everything because nobody does. But nobody talks about that. They just talk about, well, you have to work harder and learn more and grind more, and if you're not doing all of the things all of the time, then you're lazy, and if you're lazy, it just continues, right? And then all of the damage and the destructive conversations we have with ourselves set in, and it's, oh my God, why am I not learning more and doing all of the things and grinding and etc. And to what end? Because honestly, the more I learn about certain things anyways, the sadder it is to human. And sometimes I think that ignorance is bliss. Like, I know that that's a common phrase, but turns out there's some truth behind it. So I wanted to start by hopefully setting you free from those expectations that you have of yourself. We have enough pressure. And there's all of these concepts and decisions and expectations for us to navigate every single day. And listen, I love so much the people who I've studied, and there have been a lot of them because I love to learn and I love to hear different perspectives. I listen to Les Brown a lot, and I love that man and his freaking laugh. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And Eric Thomas and Abraham Hicks and recently David Bayer, and actually speaking of David's, David Goggins, and I mean just like this whole huge array, and Dr. Joe Dispenza. Oh my gosh, the man is brilliant. So there have been so many people, and I have every intention of continuing to learn more things about how to experience humaning in a more content, joyful way. The fact of the matter is, right now, I am not in the position of the Dalai Lama, not even a little bit. I have a lot to learn about keeping my peace when things are really difficult, or not letting things get to me, and not allow things to deplete my energy. And I'm not a master of any of that yet. So I can't teach you how to super keep your cool when the shit is hitting the fan. But what I can do is remind you that you have the right to do that. We all do. We have the right to our peace and to advocate for ourselves, whatever that looks like, and not to be unkind to other people. I don't think that responding to unkindness with more unkindness does anything other than perpetuate negativity, and I don't want any part of that. However, if there is a someone who's causing you a lot of pain in your life and in your world, and they're a force of destruction, you have the right to take a step away or back or hit pause or have a conversation with them if you're better about that than I am. I don't like confrontation. And also, I think there's something to be said for the fact that you're simply never going to speak the same language as some people. Not literally, but figuratively. You can explain something to someone all day long in every way that you could possibly think of to explain how their whatever impacts you, And again, like, I know people would argue that, well, you should get to a point where other people can't affect you. Cool. Again, not the Dalai Lama. So there will be people who you need to say, listen, you have the right to exist the way that you exist, and I'm not trying to change that about you or anyone else. I have the right to exist the way I want to exist. Those things don't do well together. Or I like to joke that since we're all just made up of teeny little balls, I jokingly say our balls are not compatible. And again, preserve your peace, because it's so important that we have peace. Otherwise, what in the hell are we doing here? It's exhausting. Like, there are so many times where, and don't freak out on me, I don't mean this in like a gross, dark way, but like, I just want to like jump out of my body for the day and hang out as like me, my inner being me. I don't need the brain stuff going on. I don't need all the complexity of humaning. I just want to chill. So I don't know what inner beings do when they're just hanging out without a body. But in my mind, it sounds really great. And most of all, I won't be trying to figure anything out, because as a human, if you're not learning, what are you doing? I don't want to avoid growth and living and developing and evolving with surface stuff, right? To each their own. But for me, I want to do like the deep dive. I want to know all the things. Again, impossible, but I want to know as many of the things as my brain can hold and carry. We need to remind ourselves that we are such capable creatures. And I mean, like, for example, this year alone, I've learned an entirely new business. I have had to learn how to be an attorney. And actually, it turns out I've been really good at that. I've also learned, or I'm learning, how to speak Spanish. And that's just a couple of the massive tasks I've taken on. So in the rest of the moments, there should be peace. We have to take the pressure off of ourselves. And I'm so committed to learning how to do that. And I always want to have things, takeaways for you guys, but I also want to approach this whole setting people free thing from a place of, I'm right there next to you. Like, and this could just be me, I don't know. And I love some of these people who I listen to. And honestly, like, YouTube and TikTok these days, there are so many people with all of these amazing concepts. And I value that. I also struggle, like, let's pick on the sweetest Tony Robbins for just a second. Like, Tony's incredible, absolutely incredible. I shrink a bit next to him, because I have said several times to the people I love the most, like, I want to be the next Tony Robbins. That's fine. It's not a lofty goal. And so, but as wonderful as he is, and as humble as his beginnings were, Tony is so high up there at this point that I think I feel a disconnect. It doesn't mean that there is one. I think it represents more where I am personally than anything that he has ever said or done. So I want my community to feel like, hi, here I am, figuring it out with you. I am a few steps ahead in some areas. I'm a few steps behind in others. But what's so important is that we grow together, that I want you to feel seen. I want you to feel heard. I want you to not feel alone. I want you to feel like someone sincerely understands. And I don't want you to feel like I'm standing at a podium instructing. So hopefully that makes sense. And hopefully I do a decent job at it. I don't know. I'm still new to this. I'm figuring it out. And also comments would be helpful, please. Because feedback, I need feedback. So what are the takeaways for today? They are: take the pressure off of yourself to know all of the things. Not one person has or ever will know all of the things. You don't have to. Okay. When you start feeling that pressure creep up to need to know all of the things, just deep breath. Deep breath. Okay. And then let that shit out. And you are capable of so much. So remember that, okay? Remember that in the moments, even when you really don't want to do it, when it's something miserable, like becoming an attorney, magically, poof, overnight to defend, actually I wasn't even defending, but to prove your case, or if you are defending, I don't know, whatever the case may be. So if you need to become an attorney overnight, if you need to go back to school to learn how to, be a nurse, all of these big things, right? If you need to do them, you can do them, and do not let yourself talk yourself out of it, because you can. And I was a teen mom. I put myself through college. I've broken all of the statistics that exist for teen parents. And I don't say that to brag, because, I don't know how I did it. I'm exhausted just thinking about it, but I did do it. I also created the cleanest line of baby food in existence. I literally did that. It was called Tiny Human Food. Turns out people are more keen on spending money on Starbucks than better baby food. So I put that to the side for now. I also pursued my career in criminal justice and became a police officer, but got to the academy and thought, holy crap, this is how we're doing things in 2022? This is how we're teaching, interacting? So I decided that was not for me, the way that I had always thought it was for me. Now I'm a designer and general contractor, because I want my clients to have the best experience from start to finish. Then I had to learn how to be an attorney. So you can do it. I promise. Also remember to carve out moments for you to breathe, because this humaning stuff is freaking exhausting, man. It is. And it's okay to feel that way. Don't get lost in it. Don't spiral in negativity. Move forward. And also, always, keep your focus on your peace. Some semblance of peace. Because otherwise, why are we here? I love you. You're doing great things. Until next time, all of the best things to you. I'm sending you big hugs. And if you need anything, drop me a comment. Let me know. All right. I'll see you.